Hey everyone, it's Doug MPA. It is Christmas Eve. I haven't gone live in a while, so I figured let's do a Christmas Eve catch up. So I haven't done a live in a while because I have a day job, and then I work for Pro Davis's channel. Pretty much as my other job there. So thank you for being here, everyone. I really appreciate that. This is kind of thrown together, but I thought I would just do a quick live to catch you guys up and then show you some of the, I've been on a couple of panels and, I'm on, I co-host a lot of pro shows, and then I was on Jeff St. James's channel. Yeah, so I'm gonna show a couple of the panels I've been on, and then of course on this live I'm gonna have to talk about student loans because that's my favorite thing to talk about. I'll drop the drink. I'll drop the link in a little bit if I see anyone in the chat. But yeah, once again, it's Christmas Eve 2025. I hope everyone is having a good holiday season so far. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and I hope you get to spend Christmas with all your family. And guys, get yourself something from yourself to yourself. You deserve it. If you don't take care of you, nobody else will, especially all you fathers out there. Get yourself something from yourself to yourself because your wife's not going to get you anything. Your kids probably aren't going to get you anything. And if they do, all you're going to get is a tie and some socks. So anyway, all right. So once again, I'm Doug MPA. If you guys don't know, AJ and I, AJ's rants and reactions, we are twin brothers. That's why we sound the same. So if you're new and you're like, oh, that's AJ, it's not. We're two different people. And I hope you guys like my new avatar. I came up with that. Anyway, Mrs. Plum, good to see you. So we're going to start with my favorite thing to talk about, modern women and student loans. Because guys, at a certain point, okay, student loans are a gender-based issue. Almost 70% of the student loans are women. Give me 1 second, guys. Where did my 1 second, you guys? 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. All right. Yeah. And so once you get to a certain age, most women are going to be, especially if they have a college degree, are going to be crippled by debt, guys. They will have more debt than you. So you have to have the conversation of student loan debt with modern women, guys. In fact, debt, period. Don't take a woman seriously who's in a whole bunch of debt. Don't do it, guys. Okay? So let me share my screen real fast. Make sure to like the video on the way in. Subscribe if you haven't already. And once again, it's been a while since I've gone live. But I thought I would do a Christmas Eve catch up, and that's what we're going to do right now. So, current state of the student loans. The Trump administration is going to start garnishing women's wages starting in January. Let's see, student loan borrowers in general. But remember, 70% of the student loan debt is women, guys. 70%. And we all know they're getting the degrees in underwater lesbian dance studies, all sorts of craziness, guys. You can't take a woman seriously who's in a whole bunch of student loan debt, because student loan debt is a woman's student loan debt is a reflection of their decision-making process or lack thereof. Guys, you can't get with a woman in a whole bunch of student loan debt. So let's see what's going on here.
All right, student loan borrowers who are in default, they may have their wages garnished.
Yeah, a little bit of grinchiness coming into our report here. The Trump administration making clear today that they will resume garnishing the wages of student loan borrowers who are in default of their loans. That stopped at the start of the pandemic, and now it is being resumed, and it could affect millions of people. At the moment, the Education Department estimates that about 5 million student loan borrowers are in default, and the department says that total could soon double. The federal government hasn't gone after the paychecks of borrowers for years now, but apparently it has chosen a time of economic uncertainty with millions of Americans struggling to get by to resume seizing people's pay to cover unpaid student loans. In case you're wondering, the Education Department is empowered to seize up to 15% of student borrowers after tax income.
Hold on 1 second. Hello. Cool. Okay, we are back.
Income, more than 42 million Americans now hold student loans with the total outstanding $1.6 trillion.
$1.6 trillion, you guys. Holy crap. And women own almost 70% of that. And how did we get here, guys? Put in the chat. How did so many people, so many women get so deep in student loan debt? It's because they were told that education was their key to not needing a man. One of the core tenets of feminism is using education to prove that you don't need a man. That's why. And all these women, their families said, oh yeah, go to college. It'll be great. Get all these loans. But is their family going to be there to help them pay off the debt? No, it's not. And the only two reasons why these women would get degrees in this amount of debt is one, they never expect to pay it off, and two, they expect you to come along and you to pay it off. Tell me I'm lying, guys. Tell me I'm lying. So let's look at some examples of women who are being crushed by student loan debt.
And posting on TikTok all.
Let's take a look.
Everyone's always like, Brenda, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing a full-time job and posting on TikTok all the dang time? It's because I have $78,327 in student loans. And you want to know how much unpaid interest I accrued in the month of February? $523.93.
Let's rewind.
And this is me paying.
Let's rewind.
Everyone's always like, Brenda, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing a full-time job?
Look at that, $78,327 in student loan debt. And she's 29, guys. Cooked. Who does she look like? Doesn't she look like Min Na Wen? Yeah, all right. I mean, maybe she's pretty enough to get some simp to help her pay it off. Maybe.
And posting on TikTok all the dang time. It's because I have $78,327 in student loans. And you want to know how much unpaid interest I accrued in the month of February? $523.93. And this is me paying at least a minimum of $2,000 per month. Started with a little bit over
She pays $2,000 a month for her student loans, guys. $2,000 a month.
$150-something thousand because I had the bright idea of going to grad school so that I can graduate in a healthcare job to help people, but not get paid enough for the amount of student loans I had to take out. Now, my fault, I went to a private university, but still, it shouldn't be this hard to pay off student loans. But based on my PT salary alone, there is absolutely no way that I could pay this much with just that salary alone and live a breathable, decent life.
So she's a physical therapist. She said, guys, this is why the Trump administration is making it so certain occupations in healthcare with certain degrees aren't professional, like nurse practitioners and PAs. Because there's, I hate the fact that they're not considered professional degrees, but it limits the amount that you can borrow because there's no reason for you to put yourself $150,000, $200,000 in debt for PA school, nurse practitioner, or a doctor of physical therapy. No reason. Cooked, guys. Cooked. Let's check this girl out.
My husband went to private school for. I owe over $300,000 in student loans. Let me tell you how.
$300,000. $300,000.
So I'm a nurse practitioner. My husband is a pharmacist.
See, a nurse practitioner, right? So I don't know. pharmacists usually put themselves $200,000 in debt. So I wonder who owes more. Huh.
My husband went to private school for his entire pharmacy school. I went to a public university for my nursing degree and then a private school for my nurse practitioner degree.
Guys, private schools, don't do it. Private student loans, don't do it. Don't do it.
We both took out student loans for everything. You know, at 18, you think you're going to be able to pay everything back because both of those jobs make good money. So why am I complaining? This economy is just so expensive right now. I know it's our fault, I guess, for taking out all these loans.
Yeah, you got that right. At least she's self-aware there. You don't have to sign on the dotted line. You can go to public universities. Guys, try and guess the cheapest state to go to college in. Anyone have a guess in the chat? Anyone? Out of the 50 states, try and guess the cheapest state to go to college in. Now, you're probably thinking Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Kansas. Nope, it's none of those. It is New Mexico. New Mexico is the cheapest state to go to college in. So just get your degree in New Mexico. Go to a public institution, all this private stuff. Guys, I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. You know how many people ask me where I went to school? Nobody. Yes, Mrs. Plunk, even with out-of-state fees, in-state and out-of-state, New Mexico is the cheapest place to go to college. Yes. This private stuff, and here's the thing with a lot of these women. Women are more concerned with title and status than they are money. That's the only reason why women have to go to these prestigious schools when no one cares. Whether you go to, whether you become a doctor in New Mexico or a doctor at Harvard, you're still a doctor. Who cares?
But I would love to be able to pay them off. So here I am on TikTok working.
And guys, like the last girl, she's like, oh yeah, I post on TikTok all the time. And this girl, these women think that social media is going to be their way out of this. The easy way out. They don't understand. It is hard making it as a content creator. Unless you're on OF or something like that. Hey, she could do that. That'll be the fastest way out of this debt. Right, guys?
To have extra income. So I would love if you follow me along on this journey to paying off our loans and just, you know, living life the best we can in the current circumstances. So tell me how much you owe in student loans and if you regret it. I owe over.
Hey, Francis, good to see you. Timmy Kramer, good to see you. Believe in Jesus Christ 777. Good to see you. Emoji Mister, good to see you, my brother.
My student loans, and it is higher than what I thought it was, and that is very sad and scary. I have just totaled up my student loans, and it is higher than what I thought it was, and that is very sad and scary. So let's go over it. I have finally paid off all of my credit card debt. That is all good. I had some vet bills that I had to take care of. So now I am actually able to make debt payments again, and I am so excited to do that. It sucks, but it's also kind of exciting that I get to pay it down. So I wanted to go over them and see where we're at, what we're starting with this time. And I ran the numbers, and it's higher than what I thought it was. So I have.
Of course it is, guys. You know that women will avoid their debt, will avoid budgeting to not face the reality. You're the only 40% of women that budget. And here's the thing. Women graduate college, get into the workforce, and feel entitled to a lifestyle. So they'll literally just won't pay their student loans and travel and buy a condo, buy a house. See, men, you know that men are 30 to 40% more likely to pay off debt than women. Most of us men, we hate debt. Not paying debt is not having integrity, not having follow through. And that's one of the things that make us men. Integrity, follow through, paying back your debts. But all these women, oh yeah, I just got my first corporate girly job. I'm a nurse now. So now I have to go to 30 different countries. I have to go to every single little cute little hot spot downtown and spend $150 to $200 or $300 every Friday and Saturday night. That's modern women right there. And the sad part about it is, when you get with one of the most unattractive things I can see on a woman's dating profile are pictures of her traveling everywhere. You know what that means? It means when you get with her, you're going to have to travel, and then you're going to have to pay for it. Why do women think that pictures of them traveling is attractive? Most women who travel are putting off paying their debts. Tell me I'm lying, guys.
My student loans split into two. I have a private student loan and then I have my federal student loans. So my private student loan balance is $15,129. $650 of that is interest, and I didn't write down the interest rate, but it's 7 point something. And then my federal student loans, which is where it gets crazy, is now up to $67,183.
Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. God. So let's do some math real quick. 67183 plus 52129. That's $82,312. And look at these glasses. You know she got some degree in freaking, non-binary pottery or some crap like that. Look at these glasses. Come on.
This number went up drastically in the last year because I went back to school. I am in grad school right now. I'm about to graduate at the end of December, so I'm almost done. So of that $67,000, $3,377 is interest. And those interest rates range because each semester is its own loan. And so they're all over the place. Some of them are really low, like 2%. And then I think I have the highest one is like 8%, which brings me to my payoff plan. So my plan is to pay off first the federal student loan that has the interest rate of 8.08%. That's my highest interest rate.
I don't want to hear your plan, please. We all know that they're not going to pay this crap off. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, guys, only reason why these women are getting all these loans, remember, almost 70% of the student loans are women. Only reason why they're getting all these loans is because they don't think that they're going to have to pay it off. They think that eventually the government is going to pay it off, or you guys are going to come along and help her pay it off. If you go on TikTok, you'd be surprised how many women say, oh, yeah, my student loans, but we are going to pay off my debt. We, as in her and her simp husband or her simp boyfriend, are going to pay off her debt. I don't want to hear her plan, guys. No. All right. Look at this. 35 years old, $169,292 in student loan debt.
5 years old and in $169,292.74 of debt, and I still live at home with my parents. And you
Keyshawn, good to see you, my friend.
might as well bump that up to $266,722.97 in debt if you add in how much I will pay in interest. I started aggressively looking at my debt in January.
Look at this. ASN, RN. She's probably has a master of science in nursing or like a nurse practitioner or something like that. This is why they didn't want to classify them as professional degrees, because there's no reason why you should it doesn't even take a master's degree to be a nurse. Why is she in all this debt?
And truly didn't know the full financial picture until I got it all down on paper. Debts include 2 private student loans, 10 federal student loans, 1 auto loan, 1 private loan, and 13 credit cards. I've already taken some drastic
13 credit cards? Oh my goodness.
measures to reduce spending and start side hustling. I started posting my debt payoff journey here on TikTok in hopes of growing and getting into the creator fund. So if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. And
I told you, all these women think that TikTok and social media is going to be their way out of this. Every single one of them.
following. I'm selling my debt tracking template, I'm door dashing, donating plasma, selling items around the house, and doing TikTok shop to try and make a dent. Made some really good progress so far thanks to an annual bonus I got from my 9-to-5 job, but I've got a long way to go. I've been able to negotiate most of my interest rates on my credit cards down with the help of a debt management plan, but the interest...
Guys, what do you do with a woman like this? Giving plasma, door dashing. Are you serious? How do you date a woman like? I'm not saying you should, but how would you date this kind of woman? Yeah, Emoji Mr. said it. Strong, independent with $300K in student loans, looking for a real man. Facts, 100% true. This is one of those where first, second, third, fourth date, ask her about her debt, and if she brings up all this, you pay your part of the bill and you leave. And guys, I'm all about ghosting. Ghost women. If she talked about her debt, you just leave. Don't even tell her why. Because imagine if you said, everything is going great, but you have too much debt. It would turn into this big old thing where she say you're freaking insecure, and you're supposed to see the potential in her, and she could be a real good partner if you just gave her a chance. And you're too shallow because what's $169,000 in debt? That's not a lot of money. Guys, do not be afraid to ghost these women. Don't even try to explain.
My student loans is wild. My 2 private student loans have interest rates of 12.75% and 8.9%, while my federal loans range from 5.8 to 6.6%. The private student loans are from my undergraduate degree, which I earned over 15 years ago. I would probably puke if I knew how much I had already paid. And to this day, I think about all the frivolous things I bought and did when I was in my teens and 20s with this money, and wow.
See, like I said, women, they want to spend their money, your money, guys, the government's money. A lot of these women are taking out the maximum amount of student loans, spending it on trips, cars, furniture, lifestyle.
I would have known I would be paying for tank tops and fun nights out at bars 1,000 times over the next 15 years. I might have made some different choices. Even though
She even said it. She was going out to bars, having a good time with her student loan money.
I've already paid off about $31,000 of debt so far this year. I'm still not looking at being debt-free until 2040. I honestly cannot imagine another 15 years of paying on this debt, especially with so many other life milestones I want to achieve, like buying a house and having kids. I also just got engaged, and it truly makes me sick.
She just got engaged. She just got engaged. Guys, come on, man. Come on. Why? Why? See, you can't tell me that men aren't the more romantic and loving gender. Because a guy will love a woman through all this debt. Guys truly are the romantic, nurturing gender. Men are. And her husband's going to be like, she may have a lot of debt, but I love her, man. God, she wants to buy a house and have a kid. Guys, the average cost of raising a child in the United States is $287,000. If she does her full payoff amount, she said it's like $250,000 over the full term. She has a kid in student loans. She has a kid in student loans. Insane, guys. Insane.
Thinking about how I am bringing more than $150,000 of debt into our marriage starting out. This is not a video to complain by any means because these were my own choices and I'm working to pay back what I owe, but I hope sharing this can resonate with others, and if you want to follow along on the journey and like and follow and share and all that fun stuff, that would be great. I'm 35 years.
This is women, guys. A couple more we're going through.
$700. That is the average student debt of a 4-year bachelor. $34,700. That is the average student debt of a 4-year bachelor's degree student. I myself have student debt. We have a total of $25,927 in.
Okay, she said we. What does we mean?
student debt. Mine are all public loans, so I'm paying them off, and my monthly payment for those loans are around $281 a month. And this is a little new series, I guess, about
And I don't see a ring on her finger. So is we her boyfriend?
normalizing certain things, specifically in your 20s. I graduated college 3 years ago. I have student debt. I'm paying it off. It's normal. My parents paid for the majority of my college, but I chose to go to the University of Delaware. A lot of my friends were getting their colleges fully paid for, but then here and there, talk to some friends and they'd be like, oh my God, I'm taking out so many loans. Then I felt lucky. So you never know what anyone else is going through. The $25,000 that I owe now is going to be more essentially. I don't know. I'm paying it off in 10 years. That's all I care about. And once that is done, I will feel so accomplished. I don't have any other debts, thank goodness. Being in your 20s is super hard financially, at least for me, because I had no help from my parents. I made that super clear on here, but I just wanted to normalize student loans and just let you know that if you have them, you're not alone. And if you're just starting to pay them off, you're not alone, and it will get easier.
Okay, so she has to be talking about her and her boyfriend because she is too pretty to not have a boyfriend, and he's probably simping and helping her pay all this off. And hey, good on her, guys. Good on her. You know, I can't fault these women for finding men to help them pay it off. I fault the guys who are falling for it. But if she's gonna have help from her parents, and she has a payoff plan for her student loans, her boyfriend, she looks like the type that's probably dating like a 35 to 38-year-old who's just now reaching his financial stride. Yeah, but she's pretty enough to find some simp to have her help him pay it off. Okay, last one. Oh no, we already got that one. Okay, so the Trump administration is going to start garnishing people's wages, guys, and a lot of them are going to be women, and I can't wait. Okay, so what has Doug NPA been up to since I haven't live streamed in a couple of months? So at the beginning of the year, I used to live stream a whole bunch. But then I started working for Pearl Davis's channel, so I co-host over there, and then I help her behind the scenes. But I've also been on Jeff St. James's channel. He is an up-and-coming titan in the space. And so I'm going to show you a couple of the conversations I've had as of late. And this one is on Jeff St. James's channel. Him and I had a conversation about Black fatigue. And guys, I'm just going to say, Black fatigue is a real thing, guys. It really is. And I can understand why white people are Black fatigued. Because I've been Black fatigued my entire life. If you guys don't know, AJ Ranson, Raves, and I, we are identical twin brothers in real life. That's why we sound the same. And him and I, we grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. Both of us are very accomplished, bachelor's degree, master's degree. And other Black people have made our version of Blackness our problem. I hate when I see Black people like myself acting in ways that just make me cringe, because they are a representative of me, and they make my life more difficult. So yes, I don't mind when white people say that they're Black fatigued, because the only people that are more Black fatigued than white people are professional, educated, successful Black people. And you don't even have to be educated. You know, you can have a trade or a highly valued skill, but Black people that have had to sacrifice ambition, integrity, we are Black fatigue more than anybody else. So I'm going to play a little bit of this conversation so you can see the back and forth between Jeff St. James and make sure to go to Jeff St. James's channel. He is up and coming to titan in the space. Go over there and subscribe. He has the Ask a Brother podcast, and we'll go over my exchange with him about Black fatigue. Oliver Kenneth, good to see you, my friend. Takers R4R, good to see you, my friend. I speak proper English. I have a graduate degree. I'm very successful in my field. And the type of people that are giving white people Black fatigue, they make my version of Blackness a problem.
So Doug MPA, I'm going to add you first, good sir. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, my friend?
What's happening, man? So for those that don't know, Doug MPA was the guy who got me onto my launch post being viral the first time with Pearl. So welcome, brother. Appreciate you jumping in.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to share the link for anyone who wants to come up and tell me what you think about this conversation about Black fatigue. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. So if you want to come up, click the link and come on in. Let me share my screen again. And let's do it. You know, we've had a couple of conversations about this topic, and pretty much anything that you have that level of a conversation about any subject. Hey, my brother Oliver Kenneth, how you doing, buddy?
Brother from another mother, how you doing?
I'm good, man. So first off, what do you think about this whole Black fatigue thing?
I'm tired of it.
Okay, expand.
You know, and I try to be a compassionate human being, and then I just see these YouTube videos and I see them out in public, and I'm just like, oh God, I'm just gonna stay home. Like about 3 months ago, I was at the grocery store. I was going to a Wincode Foods in Dallas, and there was a line into the parking lot, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I looked and I looked and I looked. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Sure enough, it was one of them wearing a bonnet, waiting for a parking space for a guy to get out of. It was the first parking space available in the parking lot that wasn't a handicap spot, and she was waiting for it when there were 2 spaces available down the row.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, and I'm just using that as a recent example. It's just that, you know, usually I go home, you know, work, I go home, spend time with the missus, stuff like that. But it's just like, I just don't like being out in public because it's just some of the people out there. It's like, no, thanks. I'll just stay my butt home.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Well, I get into this with Jeff. Now, I understand other people do things too. So I would never say that, oh, yeah, you know, but there's just a certain, I'll get into it on this podcast here. That you and I can go back and forth, or anyone else you have. You should probably make a show about, because we get pretty heated on this one. You know, all in good fun. I'm on the team of, you know, first off, I don't mind. Any group can advocate for their own group. I don't mind if Black people say I'm pro-Black. I don't care if white people say I'm pro-white. I don't care. I don't care if a Black person says I don't want my children to be with white people, and I don't care if a white person says I don't want my white kid to be with a Black person. I don't care, dude. Like, and you know, I stand by that, guys. All my white male friends watching this, guys, it is okay to be white, just like it's okay to be Black. Guys, you should be okay with being who you are and where you're from, right? Like, I hate the fact I have so many educated, empathetic white men who want to help and want to understand, but they just get shot down and torn apart and treated like they're the root of all evil. And I hate it. I have white male friends who are like, oh yeah, you know, I want to contribute to this conversation about blank, but I'm a white man, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. No. Everyone's, and then advocate for, guys, we got to stop expecting people of other demographics to advocate for your demographic. It's just like, guys, if you're a man and you think that women are ever going to advocate for male issues, you have another thing coming. And we got to get to the point where us as men, we need to stop advocating for freaking women's issues because it doesn't get us anywhere.
The only time women are actually empathetic and serious about men's issues is when they have sons and they just
Not
they
even
have-
that anymore. Not even that anymore.
Well, not. I mean, like the older generation though. Because
Yeah.
I have a cousin who's 20 years older than me, and she's just so frustrated with modern women so much because it's like a big Catholic family, and then she sees these knuckleheads, and it's like, good Lord, her son is a small town CPA. And he cannot find, a quality woman. I mean, like he was talking to this one girl that was at the, like the local restaurant, just to serve her, and they exchanged numbers. Then he looked her up, and she sells spicy content online, and it's like, good Lord. He's like, nah, dog, I'm out.
Of course, dude. And that's what's sad. It's going to get to the point where if you're going after a woman who's an 8 or above, you're going to have to look up and see if she has a digital footprint, guys. It's just how it is. And like, because remember, I've said this on Pearl Davis's channel. You can, if you turn 18 and you're somewhat attractive and you can make money on OF, why wouldn't you do it? 18 to 24, make a couple $100,000 or a couple $1 million, retire, and then go to the church and marry some church simp like Nala and all them. Why not?
Yeah, then they'll have no skills except showing their booty, and then they'll be crying on social media at 40 years old. It's like, I regret my decisions. I was
no. Again, they're gonna find some church simp who's gonna take care of them, and then all they have to do is just put up with him. Now most of them won't be able to. They're gonna divorce him and take his kids when he's 35. If they're smart enough, they would stay with the guy. Anyway, let's get back.
But they're not smart. That's the issue. They don't see the implications of the future.
100% true. 100% true. For your own group.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Pearl's show, and she had Homath on there, and Homath said that this black fatigue with white people is purely like an emotional thing, right?
He did say
and one of the biggest problems with emotional arguments and emotional issues is that it's hard to quantify. So I remember initially you were talking about black crime statistics and how a lot of white people, they're not even, because we only make up 13% of the population.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of white people, they're not around enough black communities and what they perceive as problems with the black community as a whole to be able to have an opinion.
Facts.
And you're trying to, once again, quantify it.
Mm-hmm.
But black fatigue is like, I brought up the example, we're talking about it. It's Boise, Idaho.
Okay.
Like 1% black. You're in a Whole Foods where everyone's overpaying for groceries, and the one person in the Whole Foods making noise, yelling and screaming, and whose kids are running around acting crazy is the black girl.
Mm-hmm.
Why? You know what I'm saying? Or why is it that the person with the worst attitude in a workplace is always a black woman who you have to call Miss Shanika, and she treats everyone like garbage? Why? Guys, I've been on this planet for over 40 years, and once again, I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. I've been in the workforce since I was 16, right? And usually, the person that treats people the worst person, who's loud, obnoxious, and treats people like absolute garbage, is usually a black person, and it's usually a black woman. I'm dead serious.
I've seen it in real life. I've seen it in real life too, man. I worked at a CPA firm early in my career. We had one that was an auditor for about 1 month, and she got into she threw a temper tantrum at a client work site. At my audit manager, who was a CPA, started screaming about him, how this, and this. As soon as he got back to the office, they canned her.
Yeah, and here's the thing, because I say, like, this, how can I put this here? This concept is just like women. Women can't stand each other, guys, especially in the workplace. I've never really had a bad female boss in my professional life, but like most of my female friends cannot say the same thing. You guys know that 80% of workplace bullying is women bullying other women. 50% of women polled say that they would rather work for a male boss than a female boss. 90% of paralegals would rather work for a male attorney than a female attorney. So this is kind of along the same lines. Most Black people who are educated, accomplished, or have a highly valued skill will tell you that the worst enemy in a workplace or an educational setting is usually another Black person. Rajai Gamer, good to see you, my brother. Let's get back to it. People say, "Oh, that's just how she is. She's so strong." No, it's just the worst parts of our culture. White people are tired of. And another thing with me, guys, I grew up in a predominantly white area. I speak proper English. I have a graduate degree. I'm very successful in my field, and the type of people that are giving white people Black fatigue, I had Black fatigue my whole life. They make my version of Blackness a problem. So I can understand where white people are coming from when it comes to Black fatigue, because the only people that have more Black fatigue. Hey, Shane Nolan in the house. I've known Shane Nolan forever, man. Forever. It's been years. Good to see you in here, my brother. The white people are people like me who have been called white their whole lives. We're tired of it.
I'm
tired of it.
This reminds me of, for those who grew up watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
The Carltons.
Yeah, the Carltons, right? And how I distinctly remember an episode when he was trying to get into a fraternity. And they wanted to exclude him because he wasn't quote unquote down, right?
Yep.
And Kevin Samuels actually spoke on this. The 1 or 2 times that I ever heard him actually even talk about politics, and he talked about that it was actually the Carltons in a more conservative approach that is actually the wave of what he thinks was much more reflective of the type of standard of how Black.
You guys, make sure to go to Jeff St. James's YouTube channel, the Ask a Brother podcast, and subscribe. Dude is going to go to the moon, man. He is that guy right now. So make sure to go to his channel and subscribe.
Americans should be carrying themselves.
Yes.
And right. And when we all grew up watching that, a lot of us didn't aspire to be like, yeah, I want to be like Carlton. Right. Like that wasn't necessarily a big thing. Even those of us who were very much like Carlton growing up, a lot of people was like, I want people to treat me the way that they treat Carlton. And what you said, there is a true aspect to that within the community, there seems to be, and I've seen it, I've heard it, it's even been said to me, oh, you talk white, right? Yep. You're trying to be white. And there's this equation or equating having tact, class, respect, not being
integrity, follow through.
Yeah, right. And
ambition.
A lot of, yes, and wanting to go to college, like wanting to. So you read books now? Like what the fuck? Like we're hearing this from some of our own.
And guys, here's the thing: it doesn't matter what your race is. If you find kindred spirits, man or woman, who are ambitious, kind of nerdy, all they focus on success, and they're not drinking, being stupid and stuff. You gotta create a network of these people, guys. Don't let them slip through your fingers, because they are few and far between, especially in the Black community. There are a lot of us Black nerds out there who went through it when we were younger, and then we literally ascended. So if you find those people, guys, keep them close, make them part of your network.
People, and that's a legit thing, right?
Yep.
And then simultaneously, while we were growing up, who were we all referencing and talking about as potential idols? Athletes and rap artists, right? In my circles growing up, a lot of us weren't really referencing and really didn't have a lot of reference point. We didn't have a Ben Carson to talk about. We didn't have a reference point for that, right? So I understood even very early that as I tried to learn more, get better, grow in certain respects, I realized that there was a segment of people within my community that was always going to view me differently and potentially not accept me. Now, as I became an adult and became a man, that really didn't mean as much to me. And funny enough, the way I talk now is the exact same way I still talk.
Here's the thing, guys. I said this multiple times. All you have to do, get a highly valued skill, highly valued trade, highly valued education, and make it to 35 without being married or having no children. And it doesn't matter how you talk, how you walk, or what you're into. You can be obsessed with Pokemon cards. You hit 35, and the whole world opens up to you. All of a sudden, nothing like that matters to women anymore. Guys, keep your head down, grind, and once you hit 35, the whole world opens up to you. And I don't even know why. It just is what it is. I'm a prime example of that.
Even in every urban areas that I've worked in, from Camden to Wilmington, Delaware at the prison to even Philly now, I still am the exact same way. And I haven't had to change or try to compromise. But the difference was, what I learned was that what seemed to kind of work or seemed to be very effective way of kind of teasing and bullying people into like not being smart and not using proper English as a kid, that shit really doesn't work on people as adults for the most part. And now as an adult, being myself, being true to who I am, I don't even have to code switch anymore around people regardless of where I'm at. And I'm noticing, regardless of how educated people are or not formally, they still interact and respect me nonetheless, more often than not. But
I agree.
Man, I can acknowledge what you're talking about of that experience.
That comes from men and women. Guys in the chat, if you are a young, ambitious, academic, nerdy black male and you're getting it, guys, just achieve and wait till you're 35. If you are an accomplished black man with no children, you hit 35, all of a sudden, none of that matters anymore. I'm telling you, there will be a time where you have the confidence and the accolades where none of that matters. Number one. And then I'm going to tell you just real quick, the last black fatiguing thing that happened to me. I was actually on a date with a woman. And
is this the one in DC?
Yeah. So things weren't really working out. So whenever things aren't working out, I usually toss out a test question to see where her mind is at. Because you and I both agreed, you know, if you're vetting women, you kind of want to see where they are on the whole feminism kind of thing, right?
Yeah, facts.
So I said, hey, did you hear about Ayesha Curry airing out Steph Curry on podcasts? And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, yeah, because
Ayesha Curry.
Yeah, because Ayesha Curry is just rinsing out her husband on these podcasts, saying, oh, the worst thing they did was put modern women on podcasts in front of microphones. Guys, you get with a woman, if she starts getting on TikTok or starts podcasting, you're cooked. Because the only way that she can gain any kind of traction is to talk trash about you and air out your relationship. That's why I always say, guys, if it's either get yourself a big mic or a freaking Melania, get yourself a Melania, guys. Get yourself a Melania Trump instead of a big mic. Because you know what? Melania, her actions and how she behaves around the orange man may seem like she doesn't like him, but she's never said a bad word about him in public. Never said a bad word about him, and that goes a long way. You know, I didn't think he was good enough to go into the NBA. I never wanted to be married. I never wanted to have kids. He, whatever. And then, I brought up Michelle Obama, and I said, Michelle Obama just rinses out Barack Obama. Wrote in a book that she hated him for 10 years of their marriage, and he's financially irresponsible. And Michelle Obama and Ayesha Curry are an example of what happens when you marry a woman who thinks that she's better than you. And I stand by that, guys. Don't marry a woman who thinks that she's better than you. because you can cure cancer. You can go to the moon and she'll still see you as that chump that she married, i.e. Aisha Curry and freaking Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama does not see the great man she's with. Aisha Curry does not see the great man, the greatest shooter of all time. He's worth $600 million. And guys, Michelle Obama and Aisha Curry, there's nothing in their lives, nothing they could have done to compare to the greatness of their husbands. Modern women will benefit from the man's success, but then hate him for it at the same time. Tell me I'm lying. Aisha Curry hates the fact that Steph Curry is successful. She thinks that it should have been her. Michelle Obama hates the fact that her husband was president. It should have been me. I guarantee you she thinks. And I'm one of those guys, if you could have did it, you would have done it. Never see you as anything but that clown that she met when you first met him. So I bring this up, and this woman is trying to explain to me why it's okay for a wife to rinse out her husband in public. And I'm like, no, that's not okay. It's not. So then I brought up Orange Man's inauguration, and then Carter's funeral, and how Michelle didn't show up with Barack.
She did not.
To Trump's inauguration and
the funeral.
Yeah.
For Carter.
And she's like, well, if she didn't want to go, she shouldn't have to go. And I said, no, that's not true. Hillary Clinton went. Michelle couldn't go. Guys, one of the biggest travesties was Michelle Obama not going to Jimmy Carter's funeral or Trump's inauguration. They have our ethnic image on their shoulders, and freaking Michelle was like, F you. But I don't want to go. Bye. And of course, the only president who didn't have his wife with him was the black guy. Of course. B-dubs, they treat the best of us like the worst of us. Tell me I'm lying, guys. That's why I was hoping that they would get divorced and Obama would come out with like a Jennifer Aniston or some Snow Bunny. God, that would have been beautiful. That would have been great. All the B-dubs losing their freaking minds, dude. Oh, that would have been great. I'm still hoping for 2026 is a new year. Guys, make sure to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And click on the StreamYard link if you want to come up. I'll post it again. I'll pin it eventually. But yeah, Emoji says, for the first time, I have to disagree with you on Michelle Obama. Cares deeply about her husband. He just wants, he just wants what's back. I see what you did there. But yeah, I'm telling you, the fact that Barack had to go by himself was awful. Are you serious? Are you trying to explain to me why it's okay for the only living former president whose spouse wasn't there was the black guy? Because of course, as you're trying to like, and I'm like, it's not okay. They had our ethnic image on their shoulders, and she failed. She should have been there. This is trying to explain to me why it's okay for a wife to not show up for her husband. I said it's because there's a low level amount of disrespect and near hatred from the average black woman to the average black man, and you see it in those instances.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels did speak to that low level of disrespect within the community from a lot of the women towards the men, for sure. And, you know, I've also noticed it, especially when black men try to point out what's happening in the community when they're talking specifically about black women's behavior. That's when a lot of times, unfortunately, you're starting to see like you said, the disrespect, the ghetto-ness, the ratchet behavior. My guy Shape, call me Shape, the podcaster. He was just with Trev up in Jersey in his studio, and that went viral a week or two ago, where they're just having a conversation. She's insanely delusional, and he calls her out on some of her delusional statements. And
okay, so I'll put the link to this in the chat if you want to go watch the rest of this, and I will go to another one. And thanks for being here on this Christmas Eve, everyone. I hope you are all gonna enjoy your Christmas tomorrow, guys. Make sure to get yourself a present from yourself to yourself, because if you don't take care of you, nobody else will. You know, if you're in a relationship or you're married, we all know that your wife or your girlfriend ain't gonna give you nothing worth a damn. She's probably gonna give you a tie, or give you a pair of socks, or give you something that she can enjoy, and say that it's for you. How many of you have had that happen? Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's why you give her a vacuum cleaner.
Let's go. Okay, so this was right after Pearl was on that Fatty Guys channel, and this guy Ilkan Ali and Fatty wanted her to come on there and said, "Oh yeah, well we're gonna do Black Fatigue," and then she went on there and they crashed out, and that girl Jazz was coming at Pearl all crazy. So before this, we had covered that panel. So like this was Pearl covering the panel.
There's going to be a percentage that like do want to do interracial, and you got to market yourself to them. Failure of this panel to be sponsored. And look, 54% of Black women are obese. That's pretty bad. When it comes to herpes, about half of Black women don't know many criminals. So that hasn't been my experience personally.
So Jazz is a demon. This girl right here, all she does is go on panels and crash out. She hates men. She always caters for women. She talks over everybody. She's awful. And Pearl wasn't having it. She's like, no.
Sounds like these are setups. They are not debating. They're attacking your character. Well, I mean, I didn't even mind a little bit of a setup, because I did feel like I could cook. I didn't think I would lose this. Is there another super chat I missed, or was it just that society that crowded? Is there any other super sub-Saharan Africa? Much has it's not like this was a topic that.
Okay, so she goes over that, and then I come in right here.
PA our moderator.
And guys, you know, I go over there and I co-host her show a lot, so make sure to subscribe to Pearl's channel if you haven't already. And I am a die-hard Pearl Davis supporter. I was a supporter at the beginning when she only had like 11,000 subs. She's 2 million now. You know, I work for her channel, so go over there and you can catch me over there whenever she goes live, because I pretty much co-host the show now.
All right, so I did invite a few of the panelists that didn't crash out to speak their piece. So I'm going to bring up Doug MPA and CJ. Doug MPA is our moderator, and he co-hosts at times. And we're going to bring them both up to, we'll start our own panel here.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, CJ, how's it going?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
How's it going, Doug MPA?
Man, you know how it is on these streets. Let me tell you guys, like, here's the thing. I hate the fact that Ilkan Ali works with Fatty. He's in Portugal. What the hell does he have to say about Black America, period? Like,
and you guys, I stand by that. Fatty's an idiot. He's from Portugal. He has allegations of being a freaking a pedo. Guys, like, come on. Who let Fatty in here? Like, I hate that guy. And then all he has are panels where freaking people crash out. And this whole panel thing, I'm hoping that 2026 puts an end to that, because we have too many panels going on. And then there's this thing where I challenge you to a debate. And if you don't debate me, well, then you're a coward. Are you serious? Really? I can't wait for that to die, dude. I can't wait.
How did he get here? How? Who let him in? I don't get it. Like, Fatty is this isn't Pearl's opinion. This isn't CJ's. This is mine. Fatty can't speak on Black America at all. Pearl has more of an ability to speak on Black America than Fatty, because she's American. Who goes on his panels? Why? And then Pearl has 2 million subs. She's the biggest person on there. They're interrupting her, not letting her speak. And then Jazz is an absolute demon. She's a demon. She's what's wrong with Black America. You see, I've dealt with women like Jazz my entire life. Jazz is the penultimate example of what's wrong with American Black women. I say it on my channel. I'll say it here. This is not pearls abuse. American Black women are the scum of the earth. No men have worse women to pick from than American Black women, than American Black men. 80% of Black women, maybe 20% are decent, but 80% of Black women, you could Thanos snap them out of here, like the freaking Infinity War, and no one would notice, and the ones who did notice wouldn't care. Now you may be saying, "Oh, Doug MPA."
He's going off. He's going on his rant. All right,
you may say, "Oh, Doug MPA, what about your mom? Your mom's Black. You know what? F her too. How about that?"
Oh my God. My guy is tripping. All right, so let me go. Let me say this. Let me say this too.
And I stand by that too, guys. I say it on my channel. I say it on any channel I'm on, guys. American Black women are the worst women on the planet. Not all, but maybe 80%. Worst women on the planet. No one has worse women to choose from than American Black men. Rage Eye Gamer, all you guys in the chat, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Honestly. And people say, "Oh, Doug MPA, but your mother was Black." You know, my mom was the worst person in my life for most of my life. And when I was a mentor for young African American and young African immigrant men, all of the African American men, all of their mothers were scumbags. Every single one of them. No one has mother trauma like the Black community, dude. And the craziest part about it is, they treat their sons better than their daughters. Daughters get it even worse. Ugh.
Yeah, we invited CJ on the show.
Okay, so.
Oh, sorry, I'm done.
All right, so I'm gonna start
In
off.
fact, speaking of Jazz, let me show you. The other night, I was able to finally tell her off. Look at this. Look at this. So I was on Jeff's show last night, and he's talking about the most unattractive people are, and you know, I said, women who will disrespect you in public, and women who are not afraid to put their hands on you, right? And so Jazz, I'm a moderator on his channel, and Jazz came into the chat trolling like, "Oh, so why are men so insecure that they have to dominate women?" And blah, 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 blah. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. 1 second, you guys. Oh, okay, here it is. So this was one of her comments right here.
So the standard of men, because give. Interested. Ain't no 90-day rule. Ain't no you got to buy me this and that. None of this stuff. The guy that she actually wants has no payment for entry, bro. Just point blank, period. And if that woman is playing you like that, bro, get out of there quick, fast, in a hurry. Because not saying that you're not gonna have to, you know, be generous, chivalrous, or someone in some type of way. Just like give me, hey, let me have that. We ain't saying that, but you know what I mean. But still, dog. Society, self-worth, yourself as that guy. There are busy your time.
The worst for. Why does egalitarian set up?
Okay, here it is.
Jazz Noel pulled up in the building. She said, "Why does egalitarian society or power spread equally among genders upset men so much? How does this harm men?"
Look at this. Look at this loaded question, guys. She's an agent of chaos. This is what she was putting. Why does egalitarian society or power spread equally among genders upset men so much? How does this harm men? What kind of question is this? A demon.
And interesting question. Before I respond to that, what do you guys? Either you guys have any comments, or Doug, do you have a comment about this? To this?
Dude,
go ahead.
I can't stand Jazz, so like I'm not going to entertain it. I'm sorry, I'm not. She's awful.
Jazz,
She's a
you welcome to
demon.
pull up
So
on the- you
sorry.
can click on the link.
I said it right there. I'm not dealing with her, dude. And like, guys, if you have a platform, do not let women like Jazz on your platform. She's an agent of chaos, dude. Agent of chaos. So let's get to where she called in and I had to check her ass.
About to hop off in the next 3 minutes or so. And like I said, I'm gonna when y'all see me again, if all goes well, it'll be me and Charleston White at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what we do is we'll switch off of this, hop into the other Big John for sure. Hold on, did she pull up? Did she pull up? Did she pull up? What's going on, sis? What's going on, sis?
What's going on? How are you?
So I kept timing her out in the chat because all she was doing was trolling.
I can't complain. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I was kind of in and out, but I heard you wanted me to hit the link. Did you want shout out to y'all though for timing me out in the chat for just asking?
That was me. That was me. You wanna know why?
No, I don't.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Because it's okay. It's okay. I don't care. So
see, you don't respect Jeff. You don't respect his platform, and you're showing it right now.
I don't.
You don't respect anybody, Jazz. Nobody.
Why are y'all hating? Why y'all be going back and forth? I'm confused.
I don't know this man. He's upset.
Yeah. I don't know you either, but I know what respect looks like.
Right. So Jeff, you wanted me to hit the link.
So this is a prime example of Jazz right here.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, real quick, because I am going to be hopping off in the next 2 minutes. This was just a general.
Yeah, me too. I'm waiting on my friend up.
Yeah, this was just a general episode, a filler episode until I hop on and meet with Charleston. But basically, it was like, what are some unattractive things that men and or women could find that are unattractive, basically happening in culture, society? So yeah, if you wanted to join or kind of contribute to that from your lens of things you've seen that's unattractive in men or unattractive in women from your vantage point, feel free.
I think the most unattractive thing right now is the fact that we are so at odds with each other. When I hear women open their mouth to disparage men constantly over and over and over again, constantly complaining about the same men again, constantly pointing blame, pointing the finger, not looking within to, get better results. It's exhausting. It's very unattractive. Same thing with men, constantly on the internet, constantly online, pointing the finger, blaming, shaming, tearing down, disparaging. But the thing is, I've realized that this is profitable, right? Toxicity is very profitable within these spaces, especially amongst Black people. And so
it's so funny that Jazz is saying this. Guys, the only reason why they bring Jazz onto the panels is because she crashes out and she caters for women at all costs. And the sad part about it is she doesn't have any kids, but she's going to have a son. All women like this, they hate men, have sons. And odds are he's going to end up robbing, stealing, and killing people 16, 17 years after he's born. Tell me I'm lying, guys. Women like her, like she caters for women at all costs and will not recognize. And if you go to Jeff's channel, Jeff is a therapist, right? He gave her 2 hours of his time and tried to like deconstruct her trauma and figure out why she can't recognize that men have struggles too. And she was disrespecting and being disingenuous to him. It's just awful. There are people who are just agents of chaos, guys, and you gotta stay away from them, especially the B-dubs. Especially the B-dubs.
Most unattractive thing. It's the constant it's not me, it's you. It's not you. It's just, when are we going to come to an understanding about each other? If we really want us to actually come together and build relationships and bring women back to men, well, how about we consider what each other is saying? If women are saying, hey, we would be with you, but here's how we feel safe, right? We don't need
to hear that. We would be with you, but here's how. Guys, see, women still have this thing where, like, okay, one of my favorite sayings is that, my favorite red pill sayings is, women change the rules in the 20th century, and the 21st century is going to be men responding to it, right? Women don't like how men are responding to how they change the rules.
That's why you hear women say, "Oh, men have to meet us where we're at." No, we don't. No, we don't. I always tell my female friends, anything I would say, "Oh yeah, women need to do this." You ladies wouldn't hear anything I said after that, because I as a man am in no position to tell you women what to do. But women insist on being able to tell men, "Well, men need to do this," and men, no, we don't, guys. We don't have to do a damn thing. We don't have to. And women can't get that through their heads. The fact that women can't make men marry them, can't make the men they want give them children. They can't do it. Real men should take care of other men's kids, and real men just give and don't expect anything in return. No, those days are over. Men used to, quote unquote, do the right thing, but women call that misogyny and patriarchy. No. And that's what Jazz doesn't understand. If a woman, like one of the feminist conundrums, problems that feminists can't solve, you hate men, but you want a man. How do you figure that out? How? Or number two, you can't make a man marry you. So what are you gonna do? Court a man? Approach a man? No. So now you're just gonna be unmarried. Women want to be able to make men do things their way. Women don't understand. You don't get to inflict physical, emotional, mental trauma or harm on somebody and then control how they react to it. That's why you see so many women slapping men in the face, expecting not to get hit back. And that's feminism on dating and intersexual dynamics between men and women in current day. Women have changed the rules, inflicted trauma on the dating market, and expect men to respond how they want them to. No, 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 no.
Nope. Now, there are some women that enjoy this, but a lot of them don't. But if there are women that you want that say, "I don't need full dominating over me. I don't need you to control me. I don't even need your money. I just need you to show up as a kind, generous, empathetic person."
You see that? I'm strong, independent, but I still need you to be kind, generous, and empathetic. Feminism is economic and socialism for women. Women want all the benefits and opportunities of being a man, but then want a man to be chivalrous too. So they want all the benefit of your traditional nature and traditional aspects, but then they want to be strong and independent at the same time. And that's superiority, guys. If feminists had their way, women would be in all the leadership positions and men would still be doing all the grunt work, building the roads, up on the power lines, in the military. That is a feminist wet dream right there.
That can be loyal and honest. Somehow that's still a lot to ask for a lot of men. You know what I'm saying? And the pushback will be, "Oh, well, even if I do all of that, you're still going to be thinking about the guy that you slept with 3 years ago that got the big dick. Even if I do think about that, you're going to be outside in the world. You're going to be outside in the world."
Pause.
This is what I hear. I agree, pause, but I hear more men bring up. I agree, pause, but I hear men bring up dick more than women on these apps.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
So I wasn't finished. I was talking to Jeff.
I don't care if you're finished or not. I'm going to talk now. So here's the thing.
Jeff, if you want to continue this conversation, I'm more than happy to have it with you. I appreciate you for allowing me to come up. I would love to expound on this. Fantastic. I see you doing your thing as well. But if I can't engage with you one-on-one, then I would prefer to just leave.
Okay, goodbye.
Holler at you.
Bye.
Right, yes.
Scum of the earth, dude. Right there.
Oh, man.
Scum of the earth, guys. Right there. Now, guys, in the chat, what went wrong in that exchange right there?
Shane Nolan, Ray Jai, Oliver Kenneth, everyone in the chat. Tell me, anybody? She's terrible. She's terrible. And I'm hoping that our paths don't cross again, because she disrespected Pearl on that panel I showed you before. She disrespected Anton Daniels. She disrespected Lapeef. And the sad part about it is they bring her on just to laugh at her. It's like a sad joke that she's like not in. Well, apparently she's in on the joke. And the sad part about it is she has a channel, right? And she's trying to get her channel off the ground. I'm not going to give her any clout.
You scum? No, why you call her that, bro?
Never mind. I'm not going to show her channel, guys. No way.
Awful. She's awful.
This the crazy.
Like, you know what, Jeff? Let me tell you. Look, yeah. I watched your entire live with her, and that was the biggest deconstruction of that woman. And look, I've been a supporter of you since the beginning, right? And the way that she was talking to you and disrespecting you, you were giving her your time, your skills, your professional courtesy, and she was pushing back on you of all people. like that live with her and you was the final straw. I watched her disrespect Anton Daniels. I watched her disrespect Lapeef, everybody. But to disrespect Jeff St. James of all people, I'm not having it, dude. I'm not.
Hey, listen, bro, I hear you. It's one of them weird things where it seems like everybody else's perception of Jazz is not mine's. Only in the sense that me and Jazz, we got each other's phone numbers. She can text me. She can call me, whatever. We talk behind the scenes about different ideas for content and stuff like that. And maybe I'm also like a little desensitized with my background being like therapy, to where when other people hear things that's triggering or things that they think are like super off or bad or disrespectful, it doesn't quite hit me the same, because I'm not really reacting to that per se a lot of times. I'm usually thinking about why they said it. I'm thinking about where they're coming from.
So he wants to try to understand why a demon like Jazz, where she's coming from. And you can't, there's no talking to this type of women. Nothing. It's a waste of time.
I'm almost more curious and interested in understanding a person and why they're speaking out of being triggered, out of their pain, out of their trauma from their past or past decisions. I'm almost rarely taking it super personal. And that's probably why I see it so radically different, if that makes sense.
But Jeff, here's the thing about it though. Like, they're just, okay, Frank Miller in comics, he wrote some of the best villains for Batman and Daredevil, and they asked him why do you write such good villains? He said, because I'm tired of seeing people that had to have a reason as to why they became a villain. He would just write people that are evil. He's like, I wrote this villain because he's just evil. His mom didn't die. You know, he didn't lose his dog when he was young. He's just evil. And there are people, Jeff, you need to accept, there are people that just come in bad faith and they have a bad heart.
Yeah,
honestly,
listen, I, you know what it is? I'm one of them people that join this space because I'm still trying.
I honestly believe that, guys. Yeah, K. Francis said some people only want to see the world burn, and Jazz is one of them. And if Jeff was smart, he'd freaking leave that woman alone. Anyway, all right, guys. I'm going to wrap this up because I have some last-minute Christmas shopping to do. But one of my pledges for 2026 is to go live more often and start doing some reaction videos again, especially with the whole student loan thing. So I just thought that I'd go live to show you that, you know, I haven't disappeared. You know, it's just between my day job and then working for other people's channels, it's kind of hard for me to put stuff on my own channel. So K. Francis, Shane Nolan, Rage Eye Gamer, Mrs. Plum, who else? Keyshawn. So thank you for being here. The Takers R4R, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'll try to go live maybe a few times before the end of the year, but we'll see. But anyway, thanks for being here, everyone. I really appreciate it. And I will talk. Oh, yeah. And Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year, okay? I will talk to you
Later.